Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tiny English. We are so happy to see you all here today.
Hello, welcome everyone. My name is May, and this is my friend Gray. It's great to be here with all of you.
We have a very useful and important topic for you today. We are going to learn how to talk about our day. This is something you do all the time in English when you meet friends, family, or coworkers.
That's right, Gray. People often ask, "How was your day?" And it's a great way to start a conversation. So, knowing how to answer this question well is a very important skill. It helps you connect with people.
Exactly. In today's lesson, we will first teach you 5 new vocabulary words that will help you describe your day. Then, we will have a long conversation where we use these words and show you how to talk about your daily activities from morning until night.
It's going to be a very practical lesson. We want you to feel confident when you talk about your day in English. Are you ready to start? Let's begin.
Okay, let's start with our 5 key words for today. The first word is routine.
A routine is your usual series of actions, the things you do in the same order almost every day. For example, my morning routine is to wake up, brush my teeth, and then make coffee.
A perfect example. Our second word is commute. This is a very common word.
Yes, your commute is your journey from your home to your work or school and then back home again. For example, you can say, "My commute to the office takes about 30 minutes by bus."
Great! The third word is productive. This is a fantastic word to describe a good day at work.
Being productive means you did a lot of work and achieved good results. You could say, "I had a very productive morning. I finished all my important tasks before lunch."
I love having productive days. Our fourth word is a phrase, grab a bite.
Grab a bite is a casual way to say you are going to get something to eat, usually quickly. For instance, "I'm hungry. Let's grab a bite at the cafe next door." It's friendly and natural.
It is, and our final word for today is unwind.
To unwind means to relax after a period of work or stress. It's what you do in the evening to feel calm. For example, after work, I like to unwind by listening to music or reading a book.
Excellent! So, our 5 words are routine, commute, productive, grab a bite, and unwind. Try to listen for these words in our conversation.
Now, let's move on to our main conversation. We are going to talk about our day to show you how it's done.
All right, May, let's practice. I'll start. So, May, how was your day yesterday? Tell me everything.
Oh, yesterday was a pretty typical day for me, Gray. It was a Tuesday, so it was quite busy. I had my usual morning routine.
Your usual routine? What does that look like?
Well, my alarm clock rang at 6:30 a.m. I'm not a morning person, so I hit the snooze button once. I finally got out of bed around 6:40 a.m. The first thing I always do is drink a big glass of water.
That's a healthy habit. What did you do after that?
After that, I went to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I got dressed for work. I chose a blue shirt and black pants. Nothing too special.
Sounds like a standard work outfit. Did you have breakfast at home?
Yes, I always eat breakfast at home. It's the most important meal of the day, right? I had some yogurt with fruit and nuts. And of course, a big cup of coffee. I can't start my day without coffee.
I understand that completely. I need my coffee too. So, after breakfast, it was time for work.
Exactly. I left my apartment around 8 o'clock a.m. My commute to the office is usually not too bad. I take the subway. Yesterday, it was a little more crowded than usual, but I found a seat, which was nice.
Oh, getting a seat on a crowded subway is a small victory. How long was your commute?
It took about 25 minutes, so I arrived at my office building around 8:25 a.m. I took the elevator up to the 10th floor and got to my desk just before 8:30 a.m.
Perfect timing. So, tell me about your workday. Was it a busy day?
It was. The morning was especially busy. As soon as I turned on my computer, I saw I had about 30 new emails. I spent the first hour just reading and replying to the most important ones.
30 emails. That's a lot to start the day with.
It is. After I finished with the emails, I had a team meeting at 10 o'clock a.m. We talked about our progress on a new project. The meeting lasted for almost 2 hours. It was long, but it was very productive. We made a lot of important decisions.
A long but productive meeting is always good. It feels like you really accomplished something. What happened after the meeting?
Well, after the meeting, it was already lunchtime. I was so hungry. A few of my colleagues and I decided to grab a bite at a sandwich shop near our office.
That sounds nice. What kind of sandwich did you get?
I got a chicken and avocado sandwich. It was delicious. It was nice to get out of the office for a little while and chat with my coworkers about things other than work. We talked about our plans for the upcoming weekend.
It's important to have that break. It helps you recharge for the afternoon. So, what was your afternoon like?
My afternoon was quieter than my morning. I spent most of the time working on a report that is due at the end of the week. I put on my headphones and listened to some quiet music to help me focus.
That's a great way to concentrate. Did you finish your report?
Not completely, but I made a lot of progress. I think I can finish it today. Around 3:30 p.m., I started to feel a little sleepy, so I went to the office kitchen to make another cup of tea and I ate a small snack, just an apple.
The afternoon slump is real. A tea break is always a good idea. What time did you finish work?
I finished work at 5:30 p.m. I packed my bag, said goodbye to my colleagues, and headed back to the subway station. The commute home was very crowded. I had to stand the whole way.
Oh, that's not fun after a long day of work. So you got home. What did you do then?
I got home at around 6 p.m. The first thing I did was change out of my work clothes into something more comfortable, like sweatpants and a t-shirt. It felt so good.
I know that feeling. It's the best part of coming home. How did you unwind after your busy day?
Well, for about half an hour, I just sat on my sofa and scrolled through my phone. I watched some funny videos on social media. It was a simple way to relax and not think about work.
That sounds perfect. What about dinner? Did you cook?
I did. I cooked some pasta with tomato sauce and vegetables. It was a quick and easy meal. I ate dinner while watching an episode of a TV show I'm currently following.
A nice, simple evening. What did you do after dinner?
After I cleaned up the kitchen, I called my parents. I usually talk to them a few times a week. We chatted for about 20 minutes. They told me about their day and I told them about mine.
That's really sweet. It's nice to connect with family.
It is. After the call, I decided to read my book for a little while. I'm reading a really interesting mystery novel right now. I read for about an hour. Then, around 10:30 p.m., I started getting ready for bed. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and set my alarm for the next day. I was in bed by 11 p.m. and fell asleep almost immediately. I was really tired.
It sounds like you had a very full but well-structured day, from a busy morning to a relaxing evening.
Yes, it was a good day overall. So that was my yesterday. Now it's your turn, Gray. Tell me about your day. How was your yesterday?
My yesterday was quite different from yours, actually. It was also a Tuesday, but I worked from home.
Oh, working from home, so no commute for you. You are lucky.
That's one of the best parts. My morning routine is a bit more relaxed because of it. I woke up around 7 a.m. I didn't set an alarm clock, I just woke up naturally.
Waking up without an alarm is a luxury. What's the first thing you do?
I also start with a glass of water. Then I do about 15 minutes of stretching. It helps me wake up my body and feel ready for the day. After that, I took a shower and got dressed. Even when I work from home, I like to change out of my pajamas. It helps my brain understand that it's time to work.
That's a smart strategy. What did you have for breakfast?
I made scrambled eggs with some toast, and of course, a strong cup of black coffee. I sat at my kitchen table and read the news on my tablet while I ate. It was a very peaceful start to the day.
It sounds very peaceful indeed. What time did you start working?
I started work at 9 a.m. sharp. My home office is a small desk in the corner of my living room. The first thing I did was check my schedule for the day and make a to-do list. I find that making a list helps me stay organized.
A to-do list is a great idea. Was your morning productive?
Yes, it was very productive. I had a few online meetings with my team. We used a video call software. The meetings were efficient and focused. I also worked on designing a new website for a client. I was in a very creative mood, so I got a lot of work done.
That's wonderful. Working from home can be very productive if you can avoid distractions. What about lunch?
For lunch, I just went to my kitchen. That's a very short commute. I ate the leftovers from the dinner I had cooked the night before. It was chicken and rice. I ate at my desk so I could finish a small task, which is probably not a great habit.
I do that sometimes too. It's hard to take a full break when you're working from home. So how was your afternoon?
My afternoon was focused on one big task: writing the code for the website I was designing. It required a lot of concentration. I listened to instrumental music to help me focus, just like you. I worked on that for about 3 hours straight.
Wow, 3 hours straight. That's intense.
It was. By 4 p.m., I needed a break. I felt my eyes getting tired from looking at the screen. So I stepped away from my computer. I went out to my small balcony and just stood there for a few minutes, getting some fresh air. I also made a cup of green tea.
A screen break is so important. What time did you finish your work?
I finished all my main tasks around 5 p.m. I spent the last 30 minutes just planning my work for the next day and answering a few final emails. I officially logged off at 5:30 p.m.
So you finished at the same time as me. What did you do to unwind?
Well, since I had been inside all day, I really wanted to get out of the house. So I changed into my gym clothes and went for a run in the park near my apartment. I ran for about 45 minutes. The exercise felt amazing after sitting all day.
That's a fantastic way to unwind and get some energy out. I should probably do that more often.
It really clears my head. When I got back home, I took another quick shower. Then I started thinking about dinner. I didn't feel like cooking a big meal.
So what did you do? Did you order food?
I was thinking about it, but then I remembered I had some bread, cheese, and tomatoes. So I decided to just make a simple sandwich. I didn't want to grab a bite out. I wanted to stay home. I ate my sandwich while watching a documentary about space.
A run and a documentary? That sounds like a great evening. What did you do after that?
After the documentary, I did a few chores around the house. I washed the dishes, and I prepared my coffee maker for the next morning to save some time in my morning routine.
See, you are very organized.
I try to be. Then I spent about an hour playing an online video game with a friend who lives in a different city. It's a fun way for us to hang out and catch up.
That's a modern way to socialize. It's great you can stay in touch with your friends like that.
It is. We chatted while we played. After that, it was around 10:30 p.m. I felt like it was time to start winding down for real. I put my phone away so I wouldn't be distracted by notifications. I read a few chapters of a fantasy novel I'm reading.
It seems we both like to end our day with a good book.
It's the best way to relax my mind before sleeping. I went to bed around 11:15 p.m. and fell asleep pretty quickly. So it was a quiet, focused, and productive day for me.
It sounds like a great day. It's so interesting how our days were so different, but we both felt they were good and productive in their own ways.
Exactly. And that shows that there are many ways to talk about your day. You can talk about your food, your work, your feelings, and what you do to relax.
That was a great conversation, Gray. I hope it was helpful for everyone watching. We showed you how to describe your day from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep.
We did. And remember the new words we learned today. They were routine, which is what you usually do; commute, the journey to work; productive, when you get a lot of work done; grab a bite, a casual way to say get food; and unwind, which means to relax.
Now it's your turn to practice. We have a question for you. In the comments below, tell us about your day. You can tell us about today or yesterday. What did you do this morning? What did you eat for lunch? How do you plan to unwind this evening?
We would love to read about your day. You can try to use the new vocabulary words we taught you. Don't worry about making mistakes. The most important thing is to practice. We will read as many of your comments as we can.
And that brings us to the end of our lesson. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel.
And please don't forget to subscribe to Tiny English and click the notification bell. That way you won't miss our next video. Thank you so much for learning with us today.
Thank you, everyone. We will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.